Hey, welcome back to InfoTek channel. The topic for today's discussion is the process of ordering a new Rolex watch. Basically what your options are, gray market, black market, Rolex Authorized Dealer, and what to expect from the entire process when you are on the market to buy a new Rolex timepiece. Quick disclaimer though, this InfoTek channel in general is not dedicated to watches. I reviewed a couple of timepieces before, but only in connection with work and travel. When you telework, when you work remotely, let's say in IT, and what kind of watch is better to take on the road. However, when I stumbled upon issues while trying to order my first Rolex timepiece in DMV area, and DMV is Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, DC. I'm in the United States and East Coast. I quickly found out that there is a huge gap in information of how and where you order your Rolex timepiece. You probably all know that you cannot just buy it off of the Rolex.com website. So you can create your order, you can customize, you will even see the MSRP price for this timepiece. But then you cannot order it from the website. They advise you to go to a nearby Rolex Authorized Dealer and you will be put on a wait list, right? And that wait timeline is absolutely not clear. Like they actually scare you when you first go to a Rolex store by saying, yeah, we can't give you any specific month or even year when you receive your order. It could be up to 5 years, and they leave you at that. I've collected some valuable data points that I want to share with you. One more bullet point. I'm telling you about my personal experience. It does not mean you will get your watch in exactly 6 months, for instance. Waitlist and wait time are largely dependent on the availability of a specific timepiece in your specific location. Regardless of what people do and what their strategy is, they may get either extremely lucky, walk in a store which has the model they're looking for, or they can be extremely unlucky and wait for 3 to 5 years to get their timepiece. But again, these are extreme cases. For example, I've heard of a story that there was a guy who was looking for a day date in gold. And he walks into the closest Rolex store and they happen to have this exact same watch ready for him in the safe. Apparently, just 10 minutes before he walks in, somebody declined this purchase. At the last moment, it happens. Or they didn't like the watch. And this guy was lucky enough to step inside the store and get it right away. But it's a huge coincidence. It's 1 to a million chance that it will happen to you. So we're not gonna talk about extreme cases. When you're super lucky or super unlucky, I'm just giving you a strategy of how to deal with Rolex stores in general and maximize your chances of getting your timepiece sooner for less money. All this information is based on my actual experience. I placed 2 orders and 1 order is already fulfilled. It's a Datejust semi-gold 36 millimeters with a Jubilee bracelet. All right, so I know exactly what to expect and I'm pretty much in the known about my second order. For those who want to see my exact order, details and specifications and what I would do different in my order, based on 1 month ownership experience, please scroll to the end of this video. We will also discuss your options, gray market, black market, or authorized Rolex dealer. And most importantly, we will talk about wait time, how to expedite your order, and waitlist experience in general. Again, at the end of this video, I will tell you everything about my first order, specs, details, and my approach to get the timepiece sooner. All right, let's get down to business. So you want to buy a Rolex watch. Nowadays, the market is absolutely scary because of the number of fake Rolex watches we see out there. Knockoffs are everywhere and expensive copies are so well made that even experts cannot filter out fake Rolex watches. Absolutely everything can be forged. Boxes, documents, booklets, also the watch itself. And when you pay a premium price for a luxury timepiece, you absolutely must to be 100% sure that you bought an authentic watch. That is why I would not recommend dealing with gray market or black market altogether. By the way, let's briefly discuss difference between gray, black markets and authorized Rolex dealer. Just hear me out. Gray market is any store where you can buy a Rolex watch, but it's not authorized dealer. It's not the store that directly works with Rolex.com. They typically can get you your Rolex timepiece faster than AD. However, you will need to pay double or sometimes even triple price for that. I've been to multiple gray market stores and they seem legit. They even have tons of watches on display, but models in demand are always not available either. Even though you pay double price. So I've been trying to order GMT Master 2, the new model with the ceramic bezel, which I already ordered through Authorized Dealer. And they told me that I will need to pay $21,000 to get it within 7 days. Or they even said maybe 1 or 2 weeks, right? So on average, 10 days to fulfill the order. And also there is no 100% guarantee you will get it in 10 days. At the same time, in the end, if you decide to place order with them, gray market store also tells you that they cannot guarantee that the watch will be absolutely brand new. So it could be a returned timepiece or something that went through extra steps to maintain and fix something in that timepiece. So technically you are paying double. GMT Master 2 is around 10 grand and they want 21,000 for the watch that you can't even tell is brand new. It simply could have been returned back to the store because something was not properly working on this timepiece, right? And you will never know. And by the way, if watch was opened and something was replaced inside, you will also never know. They could have replaced multiple components or springs or wheels inside the mechanism, even replaced the whole mechanism altogether. Brands like Seiko, for example, they make a very similar clones of Rolex watch models, right? So you can take the actual case of Rolex and put a very cheap mechanism, something that is worth $150 or even cheaper, some kind of Chinese mechanism that fits in that size of a case. And it's very hard to tell. When you come to Authorized Dealer, they do not open the watch. I already asked if I buy it from the third party, can I bring my Rolex watch for authenticity check? And Rolex AD always tell you we will actually authenticate it, sort of, but only visually. So we look at the watch and tell you if it looks more or less legit. So that's how bad it is. To open your Rolex watch somewhere at the third party store, only opening it is already $100 or more, right? And then verifying components is also not an easy process. So dealing with gray market is bad for 2 reasons. It's gonna be super overpriced. Even if you have money, would you want to play this huge markup, 2 times 100% or 200% on top of MSRP? And the second one, still there is no total guarantee that you got authentic Rolex watch. Black market is even worse. So technically you are buying it completely online, somewhere on eBay or Facebook Market, for example. And in this particular case, you will either meet with an actual person, right? Somewhere at the Rolex Authorized Dealer, for example. But again, they would just visually inspect, they look at the watch, right? And give you their opinion. You don't have to pay, by the way, for that, but there is zero guarantee the watch is actually authentic. Even if the case or bracelet is authentic, you don't know what's inside. Keep in mind that black market, probably 97-98% of every Rolex watch you find on black market is gonna be altered one way or another, or it's gonna be a complete fake. On black market, you will pay less, but gambling is insane, even compared to gray market purchase. In gray market, you pay a lot, but there is a little bit more guarantee that the piece is going to be authentic. In black market, nobody is giving a single cent to you for knowing if it's not a knockoff. You simply don't want to gamble with the purchase of, timepiece that is worth 15 grand or 20 grand. Thus, the safest way and basically one of the cheapest ways and proper ways to buy authentic Rolex timepiece is to go to Rolex Authorized Dealer. Now steps. Number 1, on Rolex.com website, pick the model and specs and little details and whatever you want to be on your watch, including like bezels, dials, diamonds, no diamonds, gold, no gold, maybe a specific type of bracelet. Save this order, take a screenshot along with MSRP and bring it to the authorized Rolex store. They cannot charge you more than MSRP, unlike gray market stores. They cannot typically give you discount also, right? So be ready to pay this MSRP price plus taxes in your country, in your state. In Virginia, I believe it's 6%. In Washington, D.C., it could be 10%. Second step, they put you on a wait list. And this is where it gets interesting and scary at the same time. My first experience was brutal. So I come to Tyson's Corner. It was outside of a mall, like a smaller store, which I didn't know would be a drawback. But when they put me on a wait list, meaning they simply store your name, your address, and cell phone number. Also email, right? But be ready to communicate with them via your cell phone number. They do it for a couple of reasons. You don't have to prepay anything, right? But they want to first see if you are nearby this particular store. And when timepiece is available, you are ready and you can quickly come to the store and pick it up and pay, most importantly. When you ask them about wait time on this wait list, this is where they give you very tricky answer. They are trained to keep you in the unknown, what I say, to make you experience that Rolex is an elite club behind closed doors. Like, it's not a right to buy the Rolex watch, it's a privilege. That's what they're going for. Now imagine that. When you ask them, how long am I gonna wait for my order to be fulfilled? They will tell you something like, oh, it depends on so many factors that wait time can be anywhere between 3 months and 5 years. So if you ask them, is it possible to track my order? Is it possible to see that I'm getting closer and closer, right? Month by month or day by day or year by year? They say, no, it's actually not a physical wait list. It's not a physical line, right? So let's say you are 122nd in the line and you call next month and they say, well, now you are 111th, right? There is no way to even get this kind of information. They say it's fluid, it changes all the time. So technically, someone who's behind you in a wait line can get the watch faster and vice versa, right? So they don't give you any guarantees. There is a reason they do it this way. We all know that human psychology works in some peculiar ways where if we know something is not available, we want it more. Technically, we want what we can't have. So this is what Rolex exploits to the absolute extreme. Here's a good example. Imagine you are on the market to buy a new car and you come to a dealership where hundreds of these cars are available at any second. And you have all type of trims, you have all colors, like a lot of options. In this particular case, when you have options, you're becoming very reluctant to buy it faster, to pay extra premium for the car. You would think maybe it makes sense to go to a different dealer and negotiate more and compare prices on all that, right? So for sales, it's not a very good strategy, right? Because they don't keep you tense. They don't keep you ready to buy at any second. Instead, imagine you go to a dealership to buy a particular car, but they don't have a single car like that, right? They say, whoa, you know what? It's on pre-orders. It's in a very high demand. Everybody wants this particular car with this particular specifications. So you'll need to wait. Similar things happened somewhere in 2012, 2013 with Tesla cars, Model S. So I remember that people have been waiting for months and sometimes even a year or longer to get Model S. And when they receive a call and Tesla dealer says, we have a car. It didn't matter the color of the car or specs or rims or salon, like nothing matters. People would jump on that car and pay extra just to get it before anybody else could grab it. This is exactly what Rolex as a company is going for. If you can't have it, you want it more. So Rolex as a company knows this psychological trick and they play it out on you. Now all these little trivials and details you will hear all over the internet. For example, you need to dress nicely and you need to bring another expensive watch on you so they can see you can afford it, right? Basically in America, they know that a lot of people can afford the Rolex watch. And trying to impress them sometimes will play a trick on you, all right? They laugh actually when you leave, I'm pretty sure, So since my personality is not about bending over for anybody else, I was just going to these ADs and flip-flops, I don't care. And still, I get my first order fulfilled in about 6 months, right? So it's not playing a big role. What's actually important and what Authorized Rolex Dealer will tell you, to go to multiple stores. It increases your chances to get your watch faster. It actually surprised me very much, but this particular store I visited first, they didn't care if I buy my first timepiece from them, where they can get commission, right? Or from any other authorized dealer. I don't know what the deal is specifically in between these dealers, but they actually encourage you to go to as many ADs as you can around your zip code and put yourself on a wait list. Now pay attention. In my experience, if you go to a bigger store, somewhere inside a huge mall, for example, where they know that many more people would go, like more traction, right? More customers, more people walk in and out. So these kind of stores will get more deliveries. They will get more timepieces, basically, to sell on a particular year or a particular month. So it increases your chances. I would not recommend to go to a standalone smaller stores. Go to all the malls around you. If you have like 3 big malls around you, go to these locations if they have Rolex Authorized Dealer. I got my first order from a big mall in Tysons Corner, Virginia. So that's how I know it works this way. I'm on the wait list with 4 different stores in my area around my zip code. Now, if you're looking for ways to expedite your order, you already placed an order through AD. There is pretty much nothing you can do directly, right? They say, oh, if you create a good personal relationship with your agent, well, this good relationship only works when you already purchased something from them. Until that point, you don't have an agent, you don't have a relationship, right? You go to different people. So my advice, find a senior sales representative, senior agent, right? Someone who looks solid and older, because most likely they have their own ways, they already know how to beat the system, right? And if you have a relationship with them eventually, they would have more means and options to get this Rolex timepiece before anybody else and sell it to you specifically. So you go for someone older at this Rolex AD, and don't forget to get their business card. You will see an email that ties you directly to this agent, especially if you had a good conversation with this person at the store and explain what you're looking for and that you are absolutely ready to buy. There would be no delay, right? That's what they're looking for, right? Just normal human conversation. Doesn't matter if you flash, if you wear suits, or something expensive, that is not gonna help. But if you talk like normal human being, right, and you create an impression, it's gonna be easy to have business with you, that is gonna matter. Put yourself on a wait list through this senior agent, and from time to time, maybe every 2 or 3 months, try to ping this person and ask if there are any updates, right? What to expect. Typically, they would not give you any promises still. They don't want to encourage you or give you even a specific year when you get this order fulfilled. It's done for a couple of reasons, but the main one is that if you know that next month you're supposed to receive it, and then for whatever reason it didn't happen, you will start nagging them every single day and complaining that you were under the impression of getting it today, yesterday, and it didn't work, right? So you'll be bugging them, and they don't want that. So communicate with the agent you spoke at AD directly, if possible. Maybe you will need to get a couple of people and, keep all these separate threads going with different stores from different malls, right? It will all change all your anxiousness, all your anticipation of that nervousness when you wait for them to contact you, and when they try to push you away and you're trying to get in. It all will stop with one specific phone call. What you are supposed to wait for is that when a specific agent, maybe not even the one you were talking to initially, but someone who's now expecting a delivery to their store, they start going through this wait list and pinging each and every customer personally. It's going to be in the form of a phone call. It's not going to be a text or email. They call you to see if you pick up, if you stored their phone number, right? If you're a serious customer. And you would not send them to a voicemail, for example, or completely disregard and ignore the call and never call back, right? So this way, it's their filtering mechanism to understand who's actually a real customer in their case. So if you saved this Rolex store phone number, right, and you say something like Jason, Rolex, Tyson's Mall, for example, right? When you see they're calling, you would not miss it. You want to pick up this call, all right? On this call, though, they do not say you have a timepiece. They say, we are checking on our potential customers and see if you're still ready to buy, if you didn't find it somewhere else, for example, on a gray market store, right, or private sale. So you already have a watch and you're no longer interested, right? And they filter out these people, and of course they filter out the people who didn't pick up the call. That is extremely important. By the way, if you ask them, so my watch is coming soon, they of course don't tell you anything again. But I'm telling you, that means they expect delivery in 1 or 2 weeks, right? Maybe 3 weeks top. You will receive another call, right? So if you picked up and say, oh, so you have a good news for me. And they say, no, unfortunately, we're still on a wait time. We're still expecting it. But whenever your line comes closer, we will let you know, right? But you should know that in a couple of weeks, the delivery is gonna happen. In most cases, if you ordered something less in demand, like a day date, something very expensive, maybe like fully gold model, right, diamonds. So these are easier to get. Whatever is like more expensive in this perspective, you will get easier, right? So in my case, it was Datejust semi-gold with diamonds, right? So within 2 weeks from this first phone call, when I told them, yeah, I'm ready, I'm still waiting, I know about you guys, I know it's your phone number, so I was hoping it was already my timepiece that arrived. And they say, no, but we will let you know. And again, they don't tell you if it's gonna happen in 1 year or 2 years. Call you with the second call. And this one is 100% gonna be your timepiece is available. So be ready, as soon as they give you that second call and they say your watch arrived, you can pick it up in 1 minute. So it's already in there. They already physically have your timepiece. Then you simply go to pick it up and pay. The presentation is gonna be magical. It's a very good experience. Now for the first time, they treat you like a human being. Before they were pushing you away and pushing you around as much as possible to create this anticipation, to create more desire to buy it, to have it finally. But when they call you for the second time and they say your timepiece is waiting for you, this is where they start treating you like a king. So it's going to be a separate desk, a separate corner in the Rolex store, where each chair and armchair and couch and table and walls around you will say Rolex and diamonds and gold and all that. There will be a very good looking representative who presents you the timepiece. You can, put it on a video and, as a memorable experience. and they bring you like beverages, you know, like they treat you right. Now, what to expect at the time of purchase is purchase, of course, is going to be done by credit or debit card. They don't care which one, but they actually get your driver's license and they verify your bank account before making this transaction. So to avoid situation where a transaction is declined or something like that. Then, of course, they will present you a watch. It will come with original box. It will come with booklets, papers, documents, and most importantly, warranty card. Warranty card works all over the world at any authorized Rolex dealer, in any country, in any city, and it's valid for 5 years. Do not lose the warranty card. It will have the number of your watch, model, and everything, specs, and whatever happens with your Rolex watch in the next 5 years, it's going to be free to fix. At the same time, I was under the impression that Rolex will actually provide some kind of free maintenance for life, right? Judging by the price they charge, I would expect something like that. Maybe it was the case in the past, but right now there is no free maintenance, no polishing for your watch or bracelet or anything, no lubricating, no changing parts inside, unless it's some kind of problem or issue that affects your watch accuracy or something breaks, then they fix it within the first 5 years. But maintenance is not included in the price. And technically on Rolex watches, you do maintenance on average every 8 years, right? So your warranty is only for 5. So maintenance is technically not included. Keep it in mind. Also, I heard from some customers that at the time of purchase, they were offered to buy other models of Rolex watch. It was not in my experience, all right? Everything is on pre-orders. The fact that you're buying one watch right now does not mean they will jump at you with other you know, orders that you placed and say, oh, now you can buy faster. No, they still keep it very shady, so to still keep you in this anticipation of a purchase. The second model I ordered is new GMT Master 2 with ceramic bezel, so-called Bruce GMT Master 2, referring to Bruce Wayne from Batman movie. This model is in high demand. So Rolex watches have grades, less in demand and more in demand. For example, if you buy something like a Datejust or Day-Date, they are more available, right? You can get them sooner. All women type of models easier available, but if you go for men's sport watches, something like Submariner or GMT Master 2 or Rolex Daytona, especially stainless steel configuration or what Rolex calls oyster steel. So this model is gonna be very high in demand, meaning you will wait longer to get it. One Rolex agent in my experience who was more open to talk, he was from Greece and I'm from Eastern Europe originally. I managed to get a little bit more information from this particular guy because he's not like 100% American, right? So he's not that trained into, like, you know, keeping customers in tension. So he told me that they scare people intentionally with these wait times and wait lists. Second, it will absolutely help you to expedite your orders if you show them that you are about to buy multiple timepieces. And first, of course, you go for models that are less in demand, like something like Datejust. After you purchase this first model, they will be more inclined to sell you a model that is more in demand. Typical timeline in this case is more predictable. So he told me even before I got my first watch that I would wait about 6 months, 6-7 months to get my first order fulfilled with Datejust, semi-gold, and then to wait for the sports model probably will take another 6 to 8 months. So on the long run, especially if you order 2 of these timepieces, it's not that bad. In half a year, you get your first watch, and while you enjoy it, you wait a little bit longer and you get your very and highly anticipated sports model briefly after your first order is purchased. Knowing this information is definitely easier to wait, isn't it? I even tried to expedite my order and test another theory. For example, if you have a friend who purchased Rolex timepieces before from a particular store in your location, especially, ask this friend to place an order for you, and make sure you have very close and personal relationship with this friend or maybe a relative, and they would be 100% sure that you will pay, right? So once watch is coming and they receive a call, basically you will give cash to this person and he goes and gets the watch for you, or he can go with you to the Rolex AD. I did just that, just to test this theory. If this guy who's been purchasing Rolex watches before has more advantage over me who never purchased back then a single Rolex timepiece. So I found a guy who had 2 purchases in the past. And he placed the same GMT Master 2 with ceramic bezel order, the one that I placed 2 months before him, and he's still waiting. So I don't see any advantage, in being already a customer so far. So I will create a follow-up video to give you more information if this person who's actually a known customer already has advantage over me, and they would move him up in the waitlist. So far, I think I have an advantage over my friend because I placed order 2 months before him, and I'm already also a known customer to Rolex. I already purchased 1 timepiece. And at the end of this video, I just want you to present my first order. It's a absolutely beautiful timepiece. Like, you can't be more happy about this watch. And let me show you specs and configuration that I placed originally and what I would do different if I placed an order today. So as you can see on the screen, it's a Datejust, the latest model, but it's a timeless classic, so they pretty much don't change design all that much in general. And you have a lot of details that you can customize, like the bracelet, bezel. I would recommend fluted bezel, the one that I actually ordered. I would recommend semi-gold because it looks more luxurious. It looks like top luxury, I would say. I would recommend this particular bracelet that is called Jubilee bracelet. To me, it looks more sophisticated and more like a jewelry than a sports watch. You see, the Rolex done very good job combining 3 things that people desire the most. It's not just a timepiece. It's a combination of timeless fashion, a jewelry, and a watch. Getting it in this stainless steel, 904 steel, or oyster steel, what they call it. It's a very expensive type of metal, by the way, almost as expensive as gold. But if you have a gold accents or gold links and bezel on your watch, it actually creates that perception of a high-end jewelry, not just a time. So I added also diamonds to make it look even more luxurious. And the only little detail that I would actually do differently this time if I put this customization on paper today is the actual dial. So I picked champagne dial and I'm absolutely in love with it. So the watch looks very organic with champagne dial because you see it matches the gold accents, the bracelet, the golds in bracelet, in bezel, right? And fluted bezel actually reflects the light all around you. When you sit in a car, you can't even imagine how it shines. Like you see it every day and you don't get tired of it. But if you take a closer look, especially on video, because hands are made of gold and champagne dial looks exactly like gold, from certain angles, it's hard to tell time, especially if light is not perfect. If light is a little bit dim, you need an angle to tell the time, right? And for timepiece, it's not ideal, really. If you compare it to, let's say, GMT Master 2, my second order, it will be way easier from any angle, with any light. It will be easier to tell time. So now what I would do different is I would probably pick almost white mother of pearl dial on this watch, on this particular configuration. So too bad Rolex didn't think about it, and let's say for champagne dial they didn't tint the hands, for example, or make the hands a different color so you can easily see them in the contrast with the champagne dial. So if you are looking for this type of watch, they're just semi-gold with champagne dial, I would recommend to get something else like green dial, black, white, or mother of pearl. In my opinion, mother of pearl would make most sense, unless you are like me and you're absolutely in love with the total golden look of the watch when it has champagne dial. So it looks like very much like true Rolex. That would be it for today. I will keep you updated with my second order, which is GMT Master 2 with ceramic bezel. It's a sport watch. It has this GMT function, like extra green arrow that you can see very much in contrast with the dial of this watch. So I'm not expecting any problems seeing time or secondary time on GMT Master 2. However, I will have all the information only when I receive this GMT Master watch. I'll keep you updated, so stay connected, subscribe, like, share this video if you have friends who are on the market to buy Rolex watch. Until next time, peace.